Shabbat Shalom. There was a day last week, when not an unusual day, my daughter Shalva, who's 6 years old, approached me. She said, if you do this for me, which was probably give me a sweet, and I will this for you, which was probably clean up my room. And I laughed and I said, Shalva, you're just doing back to me what I always say to you. But eventually we came to an agreement. The truth is our lives are full of agreements. This is how it works with the people we love, with the people who employ us. And this is how Judaism understands our relationship also with our very God and our heart of hearts. So many years ago I was in a week-long interfaith training in Hartford, Connecticut. And all of the different religions had to present what their whole religion was about in 1 hour. And when it was time for the Jewish presenter to come and present Judaism, he spoke about Judaism as a religion of covenants, of agreements. Judaism is about our covenant, our relationship, our agreement with God. And so in the Torah, when we speak about covenants, we say a covenant is cut. And literally, koret habrit, we cut the covenant. And literally, when Abraham makes a covenant with God, Abraham sacrifices some animals, and then God comes and cuts them in half as a sign of this agreement is for real. We are doing this. This is what we're going to be from now on forward, living together. And so God makes an agreement with the Jewish people, an agreement for all time, that if we do our best to follow God, then we will be His treasured people. And at Sinai, He said, He made this offer to us, and we said, yes, we will follow it. And later Moses said, well, the covenant was made not only with the people who are here today, but he said that agreement holds throughout all generations. And really all of Judaism is our story about that agreement. And when God felt that we were not fulfilling our part of the agreement, He sent down some people who said, hey, what's going on over here? And then when we feel God isn't loving us, or we're not getting the love that we think is part of ours, we also say, Ribono Shel Olam, Master of the Universe, why is this happening? And so in the Torah this week, the portion of Noach is when we find the very first covenant, before even the Jewish people exist. And God makes a covenant with all of humanity, an agreement that He would never again destroy all of humanity. And the rainbow appears in the sky when they leave the ark. And we believe this covenant to be true. But it's not only a one-sided covenant. We each have a part to play. And this is a little bit what a bat mitzvah is about. Becoming a bat mitzvah is about that agreement and about the covenant. And to say, on some level, my own completely unique way, from where I stand, I'm going to try and find my place in that agreement with our tradition, with God, with the universe. And even as a human being, based on our parsha, what I can do to make sure that the world will not be destroyed again. What I can do to be a force of healing for the world and not a force of destruction. And as a Jew, through all the other covenants, to do our best to take the tradition and live a life of goodness based on it. So what do we get in return? Because an agreement, after all, you always get something in return. Well, we get to be part of a beautiful world, for one, and feel that we're doing our part. And we get to be a member of the tribe and of that long history. So when one is young, it's very difficult to understand what an agreement is and really to come and to keep by an agreement. But when one reaches the age of mitzvot, when one reaches the age of bar mitzvah, and that's a moment where we start to think, wow, how can I can see what this is about, and just beginning to live my life in that way. And it's not easy, because an agreement comes with responsibility. But Laila, really, you already did all the work to show that you care about this agreement. And this Shabbat is not about doing the work. This Shabbat is about celebrating all the work you've done up until this point to show that you care in your own way about that relationship and that agreement with our tradition, with our God. And it means that you now have a very special gift that you're carrying with you, a beautiful gift. And it's up to you how you take it. And in the end, the most beautiful of powerful agreements are the ones we make with our own selves. One of my very close relatives, when they were growing up, was a very picky eater and never liked to eat anything. But then at a certain point in their teenage years, they said, I'm going to change because I want to be able to be with everybody else. I want to be able to enjoy meals with everyone else. And they made an agreement with themselves. This is what I'm doing. And so, Lila, I know you are a person who already made an agreement with yourself to be a good and caring person. And in essence, that's really what being a bat mitzvah is all about. Shabbat shalom.